Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with game number 2 and a fresh start between Team Empire and Vega Squadron. Empire, well, what do we say after that last game, Kips? I really don't know.
Well, I said they needed to do something really different, and they are doing something really different right now.
Yeah.
So they are once again going, wow.
Yeah. Okay, Clockwork first pick. Last game they kind of got played by Vega, right? It was a very straightforward win from on their front. Just
Yeah,
snowballing
Empire.
out of control and Empire having zero ways to actually deal with that. So now, once again, though, starting with the draft, that kind of already tells them what Vega is up against. Clockwork. It's a hero that can create a lot of space, that can win a game for you. Uh, Question is Team Empire capable of pulling that off right now?
Mm, well, it's really funny because I was like, all right, Clockwork's very different, not such a dominant start as the last one, but instead Vega goes in with the dominant start. They're like, all right, you picked up the Clockwork. We're gonna take the Shadow Fiend, so no Cog Deny shenanigans for you, no extra souls. We're gonna take it, and we're gonna dominate the mid lane because we are going to put Ogre Magi right there.
Yeah.
So now Team Empire is left with either running like a regular support Clockwork, which not a lot of teams are a fan of running that without the Shadow Fiend, or this is actually offlane and they're already locked into that. So they really gotta think now. Their mid lane is going to be, well, a huge issue. Are they going to dual lane that? Are they going to sort of sack it? Mm, they
Well,
go for the Warlock, which is not really a great dual mid hero, but it is a great hero. Just in general, you can lane it anywhere. It will always have an impact, even if it gets literally no farm at all.
yeah.
So they are giving themselves some more time to think about this.
And they already burned through a minute of the reserve time, so maybe they didn't expect the instant lark from Vega Squadron, because they came in with this into this draft with a plan. It seemed like right, Clockwork got picked up. All right, instantly Shadow Fiend, take that away, as you said, and then Ogre Magi. And Team Empire, well, maybe they were thinking about picking up that Shadow SF themselves. Then they had to just step back a little bit and go back for a very stable and safe support pickup in the Warlock. So Ursa banned out by Vega. Now Team Empire have to think about what they want to get rid of now. The Venge. Yeah, it's a kind of annoying little support hero with that extra minus armor on top of what the Shadow Fiend provides himself.
I'm
I don't know.
looking at, like, one of the reasons Team Empire had a problem in the last game is because they had no way to fight into the 5-mana Vega Squadron because they all had single target right click damage.
Yep.
So I wonder if they want to continue on the Warlock theme here, or if they're going to move into some more single target damage of their own, because Vega are just going to be clicking people again.
Yeah, so far. I mean, Ogre Magi, I mean, that even opens up more unconventional carry picks, if you think about it. I mean, we used to see a lot of Faceless Void together with the Ogre Magi, just because that Bloodlust means that you're more likely to get a lot of extra bashes in for the extra damage. Not sure if Vigor Squad will want to go back for that this time around, but any sort of right clicker just gets amplified up by the Bloodlust so much.
Vega take out the Legion Commander again. They also did this last game. So they think it's a Clockwork support.
That seems to be the way that most teams in the CIS region have been running it, regardless of if you have the Shadow Fiend or not. It's just, yeah.
Mm.
I kind of like it if
I'm
you can
not a
pull
big
it
fan.
off, but yeah. There you go.
It is.
Already on a
I like it both.
confrontational course, the two of us. But yeah, it's
If you can run like dual aggro dual lanes with it
yeah,
really well, because if the Clockwork gets a couple of levels up, he can actually run down supports and solo kill them,
yep,
which is something very few other position 4s can do with that little effort. But if he doesn't manage to get off a good start like that, you fall into sort of a gap
Yeah.
where you have nothing for a while until he's strong enough to
Reserve
hook
time.
in and survive. And then he's a great second initiator, actually.
Yeah.
So you go in with someone, fight goes, and then the clockwork comes in after and splits it up.
Yeah,
But
with that
you
kind of
gotta
power
get there.
curve, he kind of falls into where a lot of other of these 4-position heroes also fall into, like the Riki, the Earth Spirits, the Monkey King, even, where if you fall behind early, you kind of have to forfeit your impact in the early game, then have to try and find your levels to get back into it later. But on the flip
You have
side, if
no
you do
utility,
find
though.
these early levels, what was that?
You have no utility, though. It's like Earth
I don't
Spirit
know.
has long range stun as silence.
Dire team
Ricky always has
Yeah.
the silence, always can give the vision. This guy just walks around. I really
Yeah.
want this to be offlane, basically. And
Cogs
now
can be
Vega
quite
has the
powerful in the
Rubik.
right position, but
10 seconds remaining.
then the problem becomes that you pick the clockwork first. So
5
Vega
seconds
Squadron have plenty of
remaining.
ways to just start picking around the as evidenced now by the Rubik. It's kind of the classic soft counter
Reserve
to
time.
clockwork. You can just pluck them up and when you put on the cogs and then put them on the wrong side of them.
Yep.
But yeah,
So this pick is
we'll see
really
how it works.
important for Team Empire. They gotta show their hand now. They gotta show a little bit of the plan. And Vega started with the plan. They're like, all right, this is our Shadow Fiend.
Riki.
So, and
Okay.
there is the Riki.
Radiant team pick.
Looks like you might get
That
your
means,
wish.
yes, I think I get my wish. And we also get the support with the actual utility. And the Ogre Magi has to stay mid now.
10
He can't
seconds
just
remaining.
go in there and then leave, because as soon as he turns his back, this Riki
5
is gonna
seconds
be
remaining.
stabbing the Shadow Fiend.
Oh yeah. So definitely gonna have to be
Reserve
some
time.
early investment in sentries to keep that safe. Then you'll see that standard sentry ward walk going on in middle lane. Where Vega Squadron plops down a sentry, then Riki plops down one of his own. Both of them will eat each other's sentries, and then Riki wins because then there's no detection. So definitely expect that to be coming out at one point or another. But Vega,
Dire team
unfazed troll warlord, so going all in on his kind of right-click damage transition into mid and late game. Great for SF as well, obviously. He starts stacking up a lot of damage over time.
10
And they
seconds
have
remaining.
2 disables on the supports already as well. So this is a
5 seconds remaining.
pretty well-rounded draft already. The only thing they lack is any AoE team fight, basically.
Reserve time.
But if they
Storm
can...
Spirit.
Storm
Radiant
Spirit.
team ban.
Huh.
Okay. Now, Empire are trying to close the gap. They got 3 heroes that can jump in on something now. So that's really great against
10
these
seconds
ranged
remaining.
right clickers. And if you get on top of either of them,
5
like the
seconds
Troll Warlord,
remaining.
especially before he has a lot of
Dire
levels up
team
in
ban.
the Bash and the Fervor, is going to have a hard time man-fighting people. So Team Empire really countering this time, not going for the big
10
dominant
seconds
display of
remaining.
power.
Just waiting for the Alchemist now, so that the
5
Alchemist can
seconds
give Riki an
remaining.
axe, so Riki can hop into Storm Spirit for the zip. I'm so ready
I
for
would
that right
love
now.
to see that.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, that's the dream right there. But I'm not sure if Alk is a hero. You'd have to run him safe lane.
Yeah, it's most likely not gonna be the case. It's that they'll look for someone that can perhaps try and
10
fight into it.
seconds remaining.
Lifestealer has just been banned out by Vega Squadron smartly, so that would have been a nice little
5
last pick.
seconds
Just
remaining.
that classic combo with the Storm Spirits, decent up against the Troll Warlords, because you
Reserve
have that
time.
rage to not deal with the blind from the axes. So for that reason, maybe looking for Juggernaut now, stock and standard.
Something that can do just fine with only a Warlock to help him out. I think the Jug is a pretty good pick here. And
10 seconds
Vega will
remaining.
only have their offlaner to answer with, which
5
is fine
seconds
because
remaining.
that is going to be the matchup for this last pick here.
Okay.
Ooh,
Radiant team.
more
Bit of a
gap
different
closing.
round, yeah. Spectre, you can get right on top of people in a number of different ways, right? Riki can of course sneak up, Clockwork can hookshot in, Stormspit can zip in, and Spectre with the Haunt. So yeah, they really want to try and find this initial pick off to then snowball into a fight, essentially. Vega Squadron setting themselves up with some decent backline heroes that aren't necessarily always easy to kill, and then some initiation of their own to run at the lineup. Batrider now picked up by Afterlife.
That Batrider is probably going to have a pretty good lane unless the Riki starts top and I try to kill him first. But there is not a lot of hard disable on Team Empire. So I think it mostly comes down to whether Empire can indeed lock that Ogre Magi into the middle lane. If they can keep him there
10
and he
seconds
can't just
remaining.
show up to mess with the other lanes, that means the Rubik is
5
confined to the
seconds
safe lane
remaining.
and they can get their farm up and get that Storm Spirit some much needed levels before any tower pushing starts. And then they should be alright. But if Vega get to move around a bit, I think things get much more different for Empire.
This is definitely going to be interesting to see how this develops. Empire, of course, with the backs up against the wall after that last game. If they lose this one, they'll be out of the Epicenter qualifiers. And, well, of course, it's not ideal for them. Vega, though, well, only one game away. That's the flip side to continuing here in the lower bracket and face up against Na'Vi next. The screen is still bugged. Thanks, Volvo. We had like a million matches, but they haven't fixed the Team Tower showdown in Captain's mode. Feels bad.
I'm not sure why that's even in there.
Oh,
Hey, the towers do level up.
yeah.
So
Prepare for battle.
I guess it's
Well, the
doing
question
some.
is, can you tell the level from the towers? Have you played enough Dota already?
No, I definitely haven't.
Okay. Badoosh. We can
Most
hear
of
that
these
as
are
spectators.
pretty
It's
high up
actually
there, though.
ridiculous. But yeah, these are pretty close to max level, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've seen these kind of throbbing towers like on the dire side just yet on my games. Both
I
sides, really.
have, but I have some friends that are pretty crazy about buying compendium levels. There's at least one guy that's level 1000 already.
Oh,
So yeah,
oh god.
yeah.
Here I
I am
am
probably
thinking
gonna.
that I'm crazy just dropping 100 euros on it.
I am probably going to go level 1000 again if I'm on a
30
team that goes to
seconds to
TI.
battle.
Yeah.
Like last year, I went to level 1000 as an offering to Gaben, and Fnatic got 4th. So I think that worked out just fine. So if I'm going there, yeah, I am sacrificing my money to the Valve gods once again.
These esports dollars back into esports.
I won about $5 of my own money. How crazy is that?
Well, the real you on a troll. Almost looks like a Monkey King with this set. Gonna get bullied off of this lane. So Empire gonna start with 3 bounty runes under the belt. Pretty good start so far from this Riki.
Rubik showing off why he's such a popular soft counter, as you said, to the Clockwork. It's like, Clockwork on top of you? No, he's not anymore.
The cool thing about Rubik is that all of the spells have no cast point. So sometimes you have heroes like Spirit Breaker, even Luna, or something up against
Earthshaker.
Clockwork, Earthshaker, yeah. Any of these heroes that have a lot of white up on the spells, and then Clockwork's just right next to you and you're screwed, period. Because you
The
can't do
Riki
anything,
is
feels
not
so bad,
right
but
now.
Rubik's not one of those. So even if Ghost right on top of him, you can always just pluck him up and then drop him away from you.
Sioma the Slayer is just staying there, and FN is he gonna be okay? Oh, I don't think he is.
Yeah, tower shot's actually gonna get the counter kill on Sioma. I mean, well up top, a lot of damage was being done to Afterlife. Gonna have that. And yeah, he's been forced all the way back behind the tower into the TP.
So Empire realized that this Bat Rider is going to have too much space if they don't start the Riki here. But that means sacrificing their mid lane really hard. The choice has been made. I'm not
So
sure if
to
they're
the
getting
end.
Half-Life is the thing. I'm not sure this is worth it.
Well, they kept
He
him
is
level
playing
1
so
still,
safe.
so at the very least that's working out so far. But that's two extra heroes essentially with two supports to make sure that that's the case. And if you look at FN on the flip side, he's already forced to go ahead in jungle because he doesn't feel safe in the mid lane.
So, yeah, the thing that I said has already happened. Sioma the Slayer can move out of this lane. It's won. It's over. Now the Riki has to go in there and convince him to return. Instead of him just getting to waddle around. And yeah, he is actually going to anticipate that. But I think if he goes bot, they can probably kill this Clockwork. So... I'm not sure why... Oh, he's gonna mess with the Storm Spirit. Poor FN. He can't fight this ogre at all.
Hogan first 4 to 5 levels. It's kind of this one guy who just looks at you, punches you in the face, and you can't do anything about it.
He's just
Like-
gonna jungle somewhere else.
Yeah. And
See, I
Sioma's
was like,
gonna
"Oh, there's no
follow.
creep here. I'm gonna waddle after you." Oh, I do not want to be FN right now.
No.
But on the flip side, he is level 3, just like the Spectre and the Clockwork. And the only one on Vega that's level 3 is the Shadow Fiend right now. FN dodged the ogre.
Seems good. Now he's been
Yeah, now the
spending
ogre
like
is
half a
gonna
minute walking
come from
around.
behind.
That's
He's a bit unlucky that the Clockwork was moving back just now. I don't think the clock saw him though, so he's gonna try again. And if Ghostic doesn't watch out, this is going to be a second kill. He is very wary, look at him. He's very scared of the ogre coming in.
still managed to pick up a Strangle Boots that'll put him back up to full health soon enough. Suma
That
gets
is
the
gonna be
courier
lucky.
here, be hilarious, but I don't think he quite has damage on a flying. 1, 2, no, not quite. So the bottle will be delivered to FN, and now Ghost Stick. Here's enough of this. Finally,
Is he gonna be able to catch up though? He's
no,
only level 3.
no, but it's a thought that counts, right? I mean, I imagine
It's
if
the
N was
thought
just
that
yelling,
makes
"Hey
him
guys,
lose
guys, I'm
experience
dying
on top
here."
lane.
Yeah.
Like, he can't walk all the way over there. That's half a level.
Yeah. But
So,
how much is the
Dire's bottom
mental
tower is under
health of your mid laner worth to you?
well, seeing as how they completely abandoned him at the start, I'd say nothing. Alright, they're gonna go on a bad rider again, top.
You
And
just straight up
I
TPs out. Do they have
think
enough
they have
damage?
the damage.
Yes, they do. Chappy. 2 points up on Desolate. Pretty damn good. You don't have to
Yeah,
get this
so-
early point in dispersion.
A nice touch there from the Bat Rider, turning his back so that the Riki couldn't access it easily before TPing.
Dire's bottom
But it
tower
wasn't
is under
enough.
attack.
So that top lane at the very least is going in Empire's favor. But
He at least worked out in that regard, but yeah, he's he can go mid now and get some levels up.
yeah. So the trade-off of all this is that you end up giving a free lane to a Shadow Fiend. That's a hero that if he gets ahead by like 2-3k golds, is just always able to just take over the mid game entirely on his own, essentially. It's
Dire's
always
middle
been the
tower
case,
is
even
under
back
attack.
before these jungle nerfs and the raise nerf with the extra mana cost. That's back when he was super popular, and even if you beat him in lane, would just go to the jungle, farm up a couple of stacks, and then still come out ahead. Meanwhile, top, they're gonna go again here. Chappy, or an extra kill for him. It's gonna be down to the Spectre to try and deflect some of that aggression. It's bound to come out from Vega soon.
The Spectre is highest net worth on the map right now though. He's gonna fly a full magic wand and a full urn in soon. And I think that as soon as he has level 6 there's going to be some kind of haunt engagement. And that's gonna determine pretty much if Empire feel confident
Oh, they
going
get the
into the rest of the
Riki on
game.
the left and stays inside the smoke screen, but it's only level 1. Not quite enough just yet to keep him safe, so that's a good catch.
He
That's the
hoped
tower
to go
falls.
in this again before they could kill him, but sadly not the case. Well, at least there's one thing. If a tower goes down this early, the way the creep wave works is it's going to be on Empire's side of the map more often now. So this does actually make it slightly safer for FN to farm the mid lane. But
But it also
yeah,
means
this
that Shadow
Shadow
Fiend
Fiend's
is free
feeling
to
confident.
rotate here. He does have a haste rune to work with, and well, Chappie, highest net worth, not anymore, already eclipsed. Even if he manages to make his way out, and actually gonna get the counter kill here with Ghost Stick setting up for that one.
His urn wasn't there yet. It's a shame. That's 2 urn charges he could have had.
Put him back up to
that-
full health, so right now he has to rely on Shadow Word. But he isn't forced back to base, so that rotation ultimately failed from Vega, and now Pushka scouting out with the rest of the Mars, he can continue to feel safe farming up.
The other one we haven't really talked about yet is the real you, who has been farming pretty well on this bot lane, and he's also been getting some taps in on that bottom tower. So if Empire don't watch out, they're also going to lose this bot tower. And they'll have to think about if they want to answer that now, or if they're just going to leave the Clockwork there. The Clockwork really doesn't want to stay there once he gets level 6. He wants to roam. He wants to try and kill this Shadow Fiend. So, who are you gonna dedicate to making sure this Troll Warlord doesn't just push in your bottom lane all the time? Those are the kind of questions you need to think about.
Yeah. Normally it's one of the supports that just takes that over, sucks more experience. I mean, Pushka's still level 3, just level 4 now, just next to Bantaroon. Just on the nose is a silent there, but then you also look at the Warlock, who's also just broke level 4. So these are the kind of heroes that you will put there once Ghosty gets at level 6 or level 7 even. Sometimes you want to wait until that so you
They
can
can't
get that
stop
max
the
level
push
barrier
though.
assault.
It's like Troll Warlord laughs at those people.
Well,
Are you
you
gonna
can drag the
stand
creep
there?
out
You're a range creep.
across. It's You're not contesting the troll warlord, but you're contesting the creeps. If that makes sense.
Let's see, are they actually thinking of going on him here?
Um, Not sure if
The
they can kill him
Riki
actually.
is holding his 4th point.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Ogre Magi is here. Did they see him? I think the Clockwork just pinged him. Yeah, they saw him.
Yep.
So they can't go anymore.
Yeah, they can barely kill one of them, let alone both of them at the same time or in the same area. Just a recipe for disaster, especially with the Shadow Fiend also holding onto the TP. Just waiting for an
They're gonna
opportunity to respond.
Go
to
for the
dive back
Shadow
in.
Fiend instead. Here's the thing. Don't hook the Riki. There you
Nope,
go.
he hooked
Step
the right
aside.
one. Now the silence to follow up, so it can raise through. Chappie coming in to try and help. All of a sudden, 3 heroes right on top of them. Yeah, they still continue to try and TP people in to turn us around. And Chappie, he's being body blocked. He's taking down shots.
Is under attack.
But the stick charge is keeping him alive. Another beautiful set of Garks now offense. Zipping into that, gets a kill from stealth and looking for silent now. A couple of right clicks will have to do the trick. Stick charge is not enough to keep him safe. It's Chappie. Throws in a dagger to sneak a double kill for himself. So, Empire, all of them pretty damn low on health points. The only one who isn't is King R, who is nowhere near that action.
This is the kind of game they wanted to play.
Yep.
Pick one off. They TP in. Alright, sure. Bring another. We're gonna kill that one too. One by one. So they got themselves a pretty good start to their playstyle right now. And Vega are gonna... They have to wisen up to that. So they gotta group a little bit more than they'd really want to. They can't just farm wherever they want anymore. And if you look at FN, actually, he might not have recovered in net worth quite yet, but his levels are up there, which is really good for
very
any
highest
mid
level
laner
on the
really that's
game
been
right
contested
now.
this hard.
He's level
Yeah,
9,
like
everyone else is level 8 at the most.
Especially this early, the levels count just as much as the net worth does. So he's gonna have quite some damage to work with. And Vega might underestimate that because they're like, nah, he's been shut down so hard. And Kingar gets to have the top lane now. Look at these wards from Vega. They were really looking to transition into pressuring the Empire jungle, but they haven't really been able to do that yet. There's not really been any Batrider ganks. The only time that they walked up there, they dove the top tower and Chappie got his first kill out of that. So their vision right now is wasted, and you gotta look at where they're going to place the new round of wards that's going to come in soon, because that's going to determine where they, at least where they want to play for the next 5 minutes or so.
Should be looking to try and put on more pressure here on this top side of the map, trying to restrict the farming space for the Spectre a little bit more.
They can, I mean, Empire is not going to be taking those towers very fast, so the jungle wards will continue to keep paying off. But if Vega keep the aggression up, they might not actually be there very often. That's because they are 7-2, they're probably feeling confident. This Riki is gonna set up shop in the Vega jungle basically. So if you keep those wards there, it is mostly for the Spectre. I'm not sure if you want to do that. I think you might actually want to get a flanking ward or one or two of these towers and push it down. Dedicate yourself to that.
That'll be the
At
other
least
option.
the
Just
real you is going to get bot, I think.
get bottom, maybe get top tier 1, trying to get that extra bit of money in your pocket, because that puts Batrider closer to his Blink Dagger. He's on level 5 now, so it'll still be a while
Dire's bottom
till he gets
tower
that
is
plus
under
his
attack.
levels to boot. It's just
He
the
is their
effect of
only
him
real
being shut
initiation.
down as much as he has, but once he gets there, the game kind of changes a little bit. You have that opportunity to jump in on your own, drag someone back into a Shadow Field or something like that, and yeah, it's actually utilizing that vision somewhat. Going quite aggro here, dragging the creeps back to him. And of course knowing that Empire has been very, very low, but I think they're shrine up. Now looking for more targets. The real you down bottom, being tracked by Mipushka.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The hookshot out already here. They can find this kill, perhaps with the battery assault maxed out now, and jump into a silence. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, he gets hit by the cogs on the way out. That's so unfortunate.
No way to avoid that really. Yeah, Ghost Lake making good use of these cogs and these hookshots.
So Empire stay on the offensive here. And they are going to have the haunt within a minute again.
Radiant's bottom
Vega got
See
a...
Sioma now, event coming in with a bit of a lockdown here. Do they have enough damage with another zip here and there? Yes, they do. Maybe not just yet here. The lift on Miposhka to bring him down first before the Ogre falls, but
Dire's top
that'll be
tower
the extent of it. 1-for-1 trade. G picking up that kill though, so that puts him right back up on his feet. And the top of the network chart. 4 stuff already completed, and now the smoke up. Lights being drawn to the bottom lane. Here the Ryu all alone. Here the rocks being dropped right on top of his head. Down to half health. Zip in
They
from
are
event.
too late.
Brought down immediately now. Sioma, well, will be scattered out by Ghost Stick. That's going to be a secondary
One
casualty
by
here
one.
unless Vega can turn this around. The ultimate comes through from the Spectre. A lot of craziness happened. They're all linked up too. So if they can get some damage in on any one of those, at least Sioma will die. Silent also not long for the world either, but with that ultimate finally being channeled up by G, they're gonna get the turnaround kill first on the Warlock and chase the rest of Team Empire out of the jungle. Oh, look at this
Radiant's
FN.
bottom tower
Finds a
is
region
under
rune
attack.
though as a consolation prize.
He is a happy camper.
So, good defense,
So-
Vega. Are they fighting back enough against Team Empire now?
I think that if Empire makes a decision to use the cogs to reset the fight, get some earn charges out, it's actually very hard for Vega to defend that tower, because Empire can just jump on their backlines. So you hold the haunt, you reset the fight, and then if they stay and defend, you pop the haunt, you see where the supports are, and FN can just jump right on top of them. I don't think Vega holds that tower, but Empire just a little bit too quick on the trigger. And that gives Vega, well, it's not really a big kill, but enough to deter Empire right there. And one of the things that's actually happened is because Empire kept them busy, the vision in the Dire jungle has not been re-established. So they don't have any vision of event farming right now, they don't know where the Spectre is, and they're just sitting 3-man behind their SF because they don't know where Empire is. They might come out of the bushes at any moment now.
And it could have
Except
gone
they're
on
all
the.
farming jungle.
Yeah, they could have gone on Troll Warlord here if Ghosting wanted to walk in on that, but at the same time they also didn't have a lot of vision of where Vega Squadron is at. Both teams kind of being afraid that they're baiting each other essentially. But it's Vega Squadron who's gonna get the better end of that here, putting on some pressure in the tower. Afterlife sitting inside, looking for a good start with this blink that he just picked up.
And they have the flanking vision established now with this ward up on the high ground. So
That is, they don't
they
quite
can see Empire want to jump.
Didn't see me Bushka though. Now the hookshot comes through. The Spectre on though, just as it connected, so they don't actually get the stun. Silent will still fall though. G with the defensive ultimate here, just trying to slow them down. Sioma also not quite enough for him. G low, but not low enough here. One more punch will do it. That is Death ultimate. Bring them low a little bit here. And the turnaround from Batra, spreading the fire and should get Chappy, and they do. The real you though, well, with the battery assault still going, not long for the world either, can't even get the turnaround kill on Bushka. Ultimately, a 4-for-2 trade. Silent already back in the land of the living. It's on level 6, but they did get the 2 cores. Now they're looking for another one. Ghostic kind of overstaying his welcome, but now, well, no radiant creeps to tank this battery assault, so he just says, hey, I'm a clockwork. I'll fight you, no problem. It's a bit questionable to say the least.
Yeah, that's really, I'm not sure if you want to do that. And here's the thing, they had the vision down, right? They can see that Empire wants to go in. They know Empire has the vision to go in. At that point, you're already too late. Like, you established the vision to make sure that you can go into them. But with the Batrider positioned off to the side of the tower instead of where the vision was, they had no way to actually react to the fact that they saw Empire coming in. And then they ran away, which doesn't make any sense against this many gap closers.
Yeah, they also had their sentry on the wrong side of this. Because Miposhke walked all the way around here, outside of the sentry range. So he got kind of offset that vision advantage and made it even. He kept tabs on absolutely everybody on the side of Vega there to set up for the hookshot. Even though a bit of a miscommunication was still ended up happening here, and Ghostic hooked one of the Spectral Illusions just came in. But that is, the Link last out. They find the Storm's Burn and they have enough damage to bring it down. So, once again, after that blunder with the last fight for Vega, they still
this bot tower is just gonna go down without any contest whatsoever. And Vega still have all of their tier 1s up.
Yep. So despite this kill score, Empire has not been able to transition that into towers. So how much is that gonna hurt them going forward? Just in terms of map control now.
You mostly have to make sure that your warding game is on point. It doesn't matter too much to not get those towers if you have the net worth advantage, which, let me put up the graph. They kept it pretty much even, so all of those towers are only really other than keeping them ahead. So most of it is about map control, and with the help of the Riki and some good wards, I think they can offset it. But you gotta keep on top of that. Because if you don't, you're just gonna get picked off, and
Radiant's top
that's
tower
not
is
ideal for a
under
lineup that wants to do the picking off.
Well, Vega, 3 of them just walked right across the Riki. So, yeah, this intelligence that Porsche is gathering this game, which has been so
Yeah,
valuable
so
time and
valuable.
time again, is also figuring out
Courier,
the
there's a
Assumption
team. I
Asher
think I
down.
have smoke.
Yeah, I think gonna smoke right on top of him. He'll break immediately. He's
Even
also
the
very well
sentries down.
positioned, so even if they get even if they dust immediately after a
Radiant's
potential
bottom
smoke,
tower
I'll
is
actually
under
think twice
attack.
about it.
Radiant structures
Let me
are
have one.
And all this time, Chappie just gets to
Stupendous.
hit bot tower. So
Didn't
they
have
get
a
their
smoke,
first
did
tower
they?
of the game there.
bottom tower has fallen.
Made me think about smokes, but I didn't have one. I blame you. Top lane now, Afterlife sitting aside.
Dyer's top
But if
tower
yeah,
is
he
under attack.
knows. Knows that something is going on. He's still being caught out, but able to zip away in time. Now, look at this, the rest of Empire coming through. They want to try and intercept somebody on the back, and there it is. The hook shot right at top of Sioma. It should be free kill. Maybe not. He forced that help from G. Gonna get rid of some of these illusions here. They get the initiation with Porsche. He's still jumping into his ultimate. Sioma now still dropping lower and lower. And will be right clicked down eventually by Ghost Stick, so one casualty
Fiddle
ultimately
wasn't even in
unavoidable.
that fight. He was still running away from a troll illusion.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Vega could have engaged much harder there, I think. Making use of the fact that the Storm Spirit just didn't have enough mana to jump back in. But maybe they were scared that he did somehow. Now he's finished up his Bloodstone, so next time he is going to have the mana.
But at the same time, Vega, they realized they were kind of caught with the pants down already with an initiation on to Ogre Magi, so they just didn't become too greedy, which is a decision that you can understand. I mean, you already force out 3 ultimates essentially. A hook shot, back of cooldown now, but more importantly, the Warlock Golem has been dropped, same for the Spectre Horn, so now you have that opening to go for pretty free Roshan that Empire now can't contest. They drop down that upheaval,
Oh,
slow.
hookshot.
Actually, they still want to contest Ghost Lake with a hookshot in on 2. Long zip from FN. The lift is there, and the Aegis being picked up by the real U. Has to trigger it immediately here. Nat Lasso onto Storms. We're bringing him back. He zips out to the top. Chappie, well, dropping low. And low enough. One more right click here with the flame break. Actually enough to take him over. Damn, these fights just so back and forth, but ultimately, I don't know, would you book that as a win for Empire, just taking that Aegis off immediately?
The Spectre has her Radiance already, so not a lot of gold or momentum was lost there. I think that's worth it for Empire. They had the hookshot, they used it really well. I was very sure he was gonna hook the Riki this time. I'm still waiting for it to happen. But he went in, he had his Blade Mail up. He's also got a full Solar Crest. Ghostic is actually really happy with his place in life right now.
Yep.
And this Riki is just forcing Vega to always be grouped up. Empire can just split the farm, split up the map. And without this Aegis, Vega can't actually make use of this grouping up and just push a tower. If they go into Empire right now, they're gonna lose the fight for sure.
Empire smoked up, so they're done. Oh, the hookshot will miss though. The Rio still kind of continue to walk into him. The rock being dropped only catches Sioma here, the Haunt as well. We used to secure him, so... Oh, there it is. They also find Silent. Alright, that's another one. FN taking care of that, so he's up to 70 Bloodstone charges as well.
They
all
needed
of
that
this.
bonus skill though, otherwise it's really not worth dropping the rock
Yeah.
and the Haunt.
Now that's
And
maybe an
they
opening
don't
for Vega. That is the Blink Lasso. They catch the Warlock. And yeah, he should... They're not even trying to keep him safe.
It's pretty telling to me that as soon as they won that fight, they just all went back instead of trying to get this mid tower.
Death's
They are really not looking to leverage.
there it goes.
Like, you only got the supports, a fairly low death time is at this point still. And you use 2 of your biggest ultimates to make that happen. So how effective is Empire really at fighting at this point without these cooldowns available? Sure, you have 17 Bloodstone charges on Storms, but you have some mana to work with, but you have no control beyond the Electric Vortex up and running just yet. Orchid still in the works, so it's not so much he can do reliably.
This tower situation is...
You're gonna run right into them though. Gonna go for the kill, and they'll find it too, FN with a zip out and Ghost Stick. Gets lifted up in the air, can't walk away in time. Multicast, couple right clicks. He's pretty damn tanky though, and with the evasion coming through from the Solar Press, but eventually Afterlife is there with the interceptor. So.
At least they're getting another tower out of that, but yeah. Ghost Stick was sitting in that jungle for 2 minutes already. It's like, are they coming back? Oh, they're gonna kill our tower first. Alright, I'm gonna just stay here, we have the vision here. And he gets a pretty big kill out of it as a reward. And I think it's fine to give away your life in exchange for that Troll Warlord. So, one more tier 1 left for Vega. And the Troll Warlord has now also been overtaken by both the Storm and the Spectre on the net worth charts. So Vega have not a lot of time left to leverage this good start from their Shadow Fiend.
Players here.
He's
Time pressure is on. Spectre is farming. Yasha complete.
Blacking Bar is gonna be the next big time for the Shadow Fiend. I think that's what they're looking towards now. They have that available, so they doesn't have to deal with the storms, but it's a big all around. It doesn't have to deal with the radiance or the smokescreen. Just a huge part of these kind of fights now in Empire. Well, gonna go straight in, the lift up, but the horn already comes through, taking care of Silence here. An easy kill on the 2 supports again. Chappie going forward, but quick enough on his feet to get himself out of trouble.
Once again, using this deep vision they got over here. And Vega hasn't actually tried to deward it. They just assumed that the Clockwork had been sitting up there on the high ground without any vision. But now they should know that something's going on in their jungle.
So a gem on the Batrider here, but yeah, they haven't spotted out yet. And goes in deep for the kill before Afterlife can find the initiation. And that's a gem on the deck instantly. Great pick up there, and they still have that ultimate, they still have that Wall of Golems throw out. There it is now. The BKB comes through. G, he needs to take this fight and win it right the hell now. Forced up forward onto the high ground. Right clicks galore. Ghost Stick, control up by the supports. Brought down with another couple of balls or whatever he's throwing.
Well,
Double
that's
kill
what
for
the
G.
BKB is going to do for you.
Yep. And okay,
Oh, you're dead.
hey Pushka.
What a surprise.
Making that a little bit more costly for Vega Squadron. Poor Sioma. 1 in 11 already this game. He's not having a fun time. Now, long zip for him from FN. They do not have detection though. Who picked up the gem anyway? Did they lose the Hurricane already? Well, Spectre has it,
I
right?
am not sure, but...
Spectre has it. So they couldn't.
Okay.
Didn't have it on Storm Spirit to bring down G.
So, yeah, the fact that they take the fight there with the rock after, like, they just kill 2 supports, they dodge the BKB pickup because there's nothing to right click for the SF, they all just sort of split, and then they go back in with the rock and they just allow that SF to get something out of that first BKB. He gets 2 kills, I believe, and that's really, you're setting yourself up for it at that point.
I'm not sure if they realized that it was up already. I mean, they definitely saw his items beforehand, but they may not have been necessarily sure how far along he's gone.
They picked off the 2 supports and they saw him with the BKB in his inventory. Like, perhaps they didn't spot it in the chaos?
Yeah. Well, they know about it now at the very least, so I'll have to adjust accordingly.
And they nearly get the pick off the back of it while it was on cooldown, but no detection for the Shadow Blade.
Stallspit now.
Tremendous, so.
He took over the gem from Chappie, so next time they won't have that issue. And all of a sudden, you look at FN and you see a very scary hero. Orchid, Gem, 21 Bloodstone charges, Arcane Rune even. Help out with some of these nukes.
They can
And
just
smoke
keep
out.
on blowing up these backliners. Vega have no real way to defend their supports if the Storm Spirit goes in.
Well, anyone really, Stallspit and Chappie both. We talked about it in the draft, this gap closing from Empire is really being utilized well to just pick up the supports in every single fight straight off the bat. So there's no more bloodlusts, there's no more lifts, no spell steals or anything. It's all on the course of Vega, but they get initiated on as well. Shadow Fiend down, brought down instantly before he can even get the BKB off. The Rio has zone 1, but only lost 2 heroes. They will maybe get King R, but no. Forced to scramble away to the wrong side of the map. FN out of mana for now, so you can't actually lock him down.
I think you just move up to the high ground and TP somewhere here. Yeah, there he goes.
Oh no, they catch him though. Just at the last second, FN a short zip into the lockdown.
He has so much mana regen with those 24 Bloodstone charges.
Yeah.
And the SF actually did pop his BKB at the last possible second there.
Yep.
So that's another charge down.
So 8 seconds.
Yes.
Roshan, that's a quick spawn too. Ghostig ready to tank with a solo crest. FN right clicking away. Can they get contestants now? 2 heroes down? I don't think so. Well, oh no, especially now the Afterlife
Now
gets
you
picked
definitely
off.
can.
Ghostig just... Ghostig and FN, both of them, just one step ahead of the Spat Rider every single time.
It is so hard to play against that Ricky. All of the vision on the back line all of the time.
Radiant's
Yep.
bottom tower is under attack.
So now, Empire
And it's off.
very much in control of this game here. Even though it's only 4, almost 5k net worth advantage. A lot of what's equalizing that is the Shadow Fiend, who is having issues. Unless he gets a BKB off immediately, he's not going to be effective in a fight at all.
And if he gets his BKB off, they can actually dodge him.
Yep.
They don't have to deal with him, and they can actually still kill the supports all around him if they want to. So Rubik nearly has a Force Staff. He only needs the Ring of Regen, and then he's going to be a little bit more survivable against this. And the Ogre Magi still has nothing. He is working on that Solar Crest, but he's not going to get there anytime soon.
Yeah. Yes, he just has to play in poor poverty mode this game. Being picked off every single time, so that's... Oh.
And here you just see the effect of the lineup of Empire, because... Oh, they gotta see that ward up there, right? Or is it... Yeah. He just doesn't dare to de-ward it.
Radiant's middle
I wanted to say... you
Understandable,
need
to be honest, because Stallspit,
Otherwise you're dead.
you know that he's only a zip away from almost anywhere on the map with the amount of mana that he has and Bloodstone charges, so... Unless you
He
have
was
your whole
basically-
team there, you're not dewarding anything safely.
The Ogre was praying that there wasn't a ward up there, which makes me wonder why, if you're praying that there's not a ward up there, are you going to put the sentry down?
Well,
So, uncontested bot tower here.
is under attack.
Batrider spotted out, he can't go in at all. Empire is set up too well.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
In a case like this, what you gotta do ideally is fight the Spectre.
Yep.
She is very tanky right now, but still killable.
that's a
Oh,
hook shot and a haunt in. They find G, gets BKB off a little bit earlier this time, eats his way through the cogs, then tries to Shadow Blade away, but the rock's being dropped. They keep vision with a pen, with the gem still holding onto that one, and Mipushka just with the control in the back. It is snap up 2, And it chases him all the way inside the base. G trying to rescue himself towards the shrine. Will be able to do another race to turn this around here to get one. FN, not a lot of mana actually to work with here, so he needs to rely on 4 staffs from his supports. Get himself out, bit of an extra heal. They're still chasing, and it'll be a juicy kill indeed. If they could get it here, they at least get the Aegis. And then back off, so make Empire think twice about trying that again. That was a very deep dive indeed.
Yeah. Like, you're not actually that far ahead, Empire. I know it feels like that, but they wanted that Shadow Fiend so bad and they just couldn't get him.
Well, if it wasn't for 7.0 introducing the shrines, it would have worked as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
That's the only thing that kept Vega alive at that point, but... well, gonna take what they can get.
Oh, Pushka showed. So, as I was saying before, if you're Vega, you gotta find a Spectre and you gotta jump on him. Because if you find anyone else, the Spectre is gonna come to you.
God, it's just... Sun's actually still alive, but instead they go on the Bat Rider.
Oh. I don't think Empire are gonna give Vega any time for Spectre finding shenanigans.
No. There it is. Long duration hookshot as well on G. Gets a BKB off. There's no charge down, so once again... it's not even too much committed. I mean, the biggest one is the hookshot, which is on what, a 55-second cooldown at this point, even without axe. So it's like... gonna be back out for the high ground push soon enough. Ben's mana pool, oh, you don't have to talk about that one. 29 Bloodstone charges.
He is enjoying his life. This is something I said earlier, right? A team is often like, nah, he can't really contribute, we shut him down. But that often leads to teams over-engaging just at the moment in time where a player that has had some difficulty can just get right back into it.
Yep.
And FN has really enjoyed being given that opportunity.
Rhino Pa now with the Shadow Fiend only a couple of minutes ago. 4,000 net worth separated these two heroes. Sans Vega, they're feeling the pressure now. They're grouping up as 5. They have smoke at the ready. They have one in the backpack from all the Magi. So this is just movement to secure their own side jungle. This is where we're at right now. At the same time, Empire smoked up themselves here, ready to go whenever Pushka finds something here. It's actually walking on the sentry here. They get the lasso, but turnaround is dead. Chappie haunting in, trying to help his buddy out. FN, meanwhile, focusing on the Ogre with the rock being dropped. Beautiful Cox, even ghosting as well. Also catches the Relio. He will die to Razors here. She pops his own BKB. And well, they're getting some counter kills here. Chappie as well. If they can get this kill, it'll be amazing. And they do. G. It's, doing it for all it's worth here. It'll still be a 3 for 3 as FN. Just looking scary here, zipping in and out.
Empire jumped way too far there.
Yeah.
So.
They were up here and then Miposhka got caught out here and they still went in. And it still sort of worked out, at least for FN. Got some extra Bloodstone charges out of it here, but they didn't kill G, they lost a Spectre. Ultimately, can't really book that as an all-out success, especially not in a position that they brought themselves in already.
Stupendous.
Their lanes were pressured in, so at least they're not losing any map control off of this. They don't have to, you know, reset, push all the lanes back out again. Because Vega are still so good.
Almost got the jump on a Ven there, as he was farming very aggressively.
Oof.
Oh wow.
And they saw that ward too. It was close to expiring, so it doesn't really matter anymore. But all of Empire's aggressive vision is down now, so they are really reliant on Miposhka to give them the information. And he's placed, well, this ward is probably not going to get dewarded that fast.
So Afterlife just flies across there. Does have another gem now, so
I think they're
has to be
bringing it
careful
actually.
about this Bat Rider, yeah. It's not normally a ward that you see all that often unless you're up against a Tinker, but
There's so many pings.
yeah, they will,
They
they
actually
will
know
find
it
it.
was there.
Just so smart.
That's... How did they see that?
Good question, they don't have any sentries there that could have spotted out Miposhka, did they? Maybe he showed in the creeps. You right click or
I
something?
guess he might have showed on the creeps and then they figured that that's the kind of ward that he would place, but that's some pretty good deduction right there.
Shan will respawn in about a minute. That'll be the next big point of contestation here for both of these teams.
And they've both got their visions set up at their own sides of the river to make sure that it doesn't get dewarded. But Empire are going to be able to split pressure here.
The whole top lane is being pressured,
Those
but...
two sentries don't see each other. Look at how close that is. You gotta wonder, is that lucky or is that unlucky?
It just depends on your perspective, doesn't it? Yeah, anyway, the benefit of having a Spectre in these kind of situations is that if you feel confident enough, if you're not scared that you're going to die to some sort of gank, then Chappie can end up dragging himself to the top lane and just sending illusions, I guess, to push that one out with the help of the rockets too. So you can respond to this pressure, but still always be there for the fight. It's a great thing about having a hero like that on your team.
And
Yeah,
Vega
you see it
have
now.
no way to find him. So they're going to have to fight Empire straight up.
Rocket flies across here, but the initiation comes from Empire, jumps right on the Batrider, finding him, and now the Rock dropped on 2, they bring down the Batrider, bring down Silent, and they drag back Jace out of BKB time already. It's really caught inside the cogs. And they're just falling apart here at this point.
That is really worth some great cogs. And then the Force Staff out just in time, so Vega get no kills out of that, and Roche just spawned. They also re-established their deep vision, and they got the gem. The Batrider died and bought back.
Yep.
So this vision is gonna go uncontested. And if they want to do some blink in shenanigans, no, they don't. They would have gotten seen anyway.
There's no way he could pull that off on Afterlife. I mean, overall, he has had next to no impact, it feels like. At least not nearly as much as they needed to. It's because he's been counted out every single time by this Vision game. Always been initiated on. I mean, Miposhka finds him, the Rocket Flare finds him, and then FN just makes a beeline straight for him. Gets some damage on him, prevent the blink, prevent the lasso. And then Vega Squadron's just overwhelmed. They have nothing else to throw in response to what Empire has to offer. No counter initiation.
Radiant's top tower is under
If you have
attack.
something like an...
Then his Afterlife doesn't get quite the ultimate off. Now
Sure.
gets hooked,
Oh.
forced off, double force of across to the shrine, but Ven doesn't really care. Just goes in straight for the next one, Orgamanjai, and that's a double kill for Chappies. He's sneaking that up. MG
They
signs
just
up, no
ignored
BKB.
him.
He is just, well, the real you. Last man standing, but it's being kited in this BKB. As everyone forced us out of the cogs. Now, wanting all the way back to base, so trying to slow it down by some sort of defuse blade here and push holding onto that. That's a full 5-man wave Empire, not even breaking a sweat. And this is a this is like a mirror of the last game where Vega looked just as good as Empire did in this game.
Middle tower.
Yeah, these two teams are really going toe to toe here. It's funny because Vega had the net